Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. It's Muscle Mike, and today we are gonna head out on the water. It's end of summer, early fall, water temps are dropping, and we're gonna get on hopefully some smallies. I brought the fly rod. Now, before I even enter the water, I like to first look in the water, look around. Super shallow, super slow water, super clear. But as I'm walking through here, I'm busting up small little minnows, chub. I'm also seeing crayfish. One of the favorite meals of smallmouth is crayfish. So we today are gonna tie on, I have here, I'm starting off with a little bit of a woolly bugger, just matching the hats. They're all like an olive tan color. So we're gonna start with that, fish real super slow, and see what we can get on. And let's get into it. So quick note here on my fly selections. This is the woolly bugger, but later on I'll be using the sex dungeon, and I'm fishing it like a crayfish because I'm trying to find something in my box that matches the color and the size to match the profile of a crayfish, and then I'm fishing it like a crayfish. So I'm using a sink tip leader here, letting it go all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm doing short erratic strips. There you go. Little guy. Cute little fish. So I'm throwing everything on today, my 9'7" weight rod, and I have that on a tropical floating line, and then I'm running 8-pound tippet. There we go. Pretty looking guy. Got a nice one on here. This could be a PB smallie right here. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh! Absolutely heartbreaker. That was a beautiful fish. Would have been my biggest on the fly by far. I was trying to land them, and man, that's a heartbreaker. That is a heartbreaker. Definitely didn't have enough bend in my rod to keep them pressured and pinned. When they get so close, it's just so hard. So what do you do in the face of losing a real nice fish, fighting it and just didn't land them? It's a really tough way to go, for sure. There you go. Right, let's go, kids. We're on the board. Small one here. Really nice looking fish. All right, guy, you're off. Go tell your friends to come play. So definitely was onto something here. The water's real shallow, clear. We're getting some of the fast water in here, and again, I was seeing a lot of crayfish in here, and just throwing it into this fast water and just stripping it towards me. There's a little water snake. Look at that guy. I use this technique too. I was using kind of out west for rainbows, and kind of walking up, and basically how I'm looking at this water, you know, I have it like my lanes, and then I have my grid. So kind of hitting here, pulling it here, and there's moving up in a methodical way and just trying to cover water. And this guy was sitting, you know, kind of right in here and just kind of stripping it quickly. And you know, I noticed a lot of similarities between smallmouth and trout in terms of, you know, where they sit, how they feed. And you know, he probably was sitting in one of these rocks, same with that bigger one that I lost, and just being very efficient with their movement and trying to basically just have it conveyor belt right to them. I'm just trying to strip in. Ooh. So I'm not having too much drag and picking up my slack and just letting, honestly, a lot of that current work it. So notice here I got a sink tip on here and I got that big upward mend, basically trying to slow that the fly down a little bit as it hits the bottom there, and sometimes you snag. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. That's a nice smallie. That is a nice smallie. Hell yeah, dog. That's what I'm in here for. Let's go. That is a beautiful eat right there. Absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome fish. This little fish, look at that color on there. It's a beautiful fish right there, a little football. Awesome, awesome eat. Heck yeah. So definitely a little bigger than my first landed. Not as big as the one I lost from the boat, but you know, I'm leashing the boat up here and I was just kind of walking. As you saw, there's little holes here. But I'm seeing a ton of little crayfish, so I got, you know, the little olive brown peanut small sex dungeon on there, and just, you know, casting upstream as a strip. And I mean, he just thumped that, and I actually got a nice hook set on him and put him right into the beach here. So like right up here you can see where you got the waters coming down. Nice big spot there. Figured somebody had to be hanging there. This is too sweet of a spot, and sure enough, he just tagged it. So before we hop over, we'll just take a look and see if there's any spots here where they could be holding. A little bit deeper through here, some slower water. Looks like maybe there is probably the deepest section in here. So I'll kind of slowly cast my way in there and see if I can't get somebody just sitting low. It's amazing how little water they need to really conceal themselves. So don't be afraid, you know, this is not deep per se, but for this little section, it is deep. And all it takes is one just kind of staking his territory next to this conveyor belt of food. All right, now we're over here. I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna fish this other side. A little slower, but you never know, they might be sitting. There we go. Nice solid eat. Get up there, boy. Nice. Cool. Nice fun eat there. All right, well, they are definitely feeding up on this here. Smack that one. I mean, matching the hatch. I try and see if I can find some more, but right when I entered the water, I mean, there was all kinds of crayfish just busting, and sure enough, that's what they want. All right, so this whole run, usually there's current and it's deeper, but I was fishing there and ended up looking down and saw bottom. You can see it's really shallow, so it's crazy just how the river changes in the seasons. So it's important to get out there and see it for yourself. This is usually a pretty productive stretch, top water, you know, it's got some gravel down there, and it's usually got a little quicker water. And even here usually is flowing. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to with some ducks in the air, little duckies ready for fall. I'm gonna fish this back stretch here, kind of coming off the rapids. Really, there's no current, but I know that this typically is a pretty current heavy spot, so maybe there's some currents that we're not seeing. And that's, you know, I think it's important to know your waters and get out there in the different seasons, because obviously things change, but you can still use what you know from the other seasons. So you can see how it's got that green line. So we'll see if we got anybody. It's a little calmer than the other water we were fishing, so not as fast. But I still think we got some current. And I do see life up through here, so we're gonna just kind of shoreline this one, and then we'll float on down. There you go. There's a fish. Come on. It's a nice size one. Ooh. Do not lose this one. Oh my God. Holy shit. That is a football. That is a football right there. Holy shit. That is a freaking tank. That's gotta be, oh my God. That is a monster. Okay. Guys, 18, okay, the nose, 18 and a quarter, 18 and a quarter. That right there is not only a PB, but that's a PB on a fly rod. Oh yeah, baby. Let's go! What a freaking fight. Well guys, what an awesome way to end the night. On the fly rod, 18 and a quarter. And honestly, that was, I think that was a 1/4 inch bigger than my biggest smallie through here. All in fast water, and he just smacked that, got caught in the current, but awesome way to end it. Early on, I really, I lost that one early on, right at the current break, and a little bummed and had to kind of take a seat on the sideline. It's always difficult when you miss one, and just kind of got back in it. Found they were hanging in the warm water, in the fast water. Man, I'm still shaking from that one. And then I had one final stretch, went up here, really tiny narrow passage, and was just kind of throwing it up and stripping it down, and just thud. And it felt like a log jam or something, but he ended up moving it, kept him pressured, and was able to get into the bank. So what an awesome way to kick off fall fishing, with an 18 and a quarter, and then probably a 15, a 12, 2 sunfish, and a lost, another beautiful smallmouth in the beginning. So awesome time. It's 5 o'clock. I told my wife I'd be out of here because I want to spend the rest of the afternoon with my baby girl and my wife. And that couldn't think of a better way to end it. So thanks for tuning in with me today. Again, out on the fly rod. It's all tangled up here, but I really wanted to get out here and get on the fly rod, and it rocked this little guy. Small downsize. I'm running it with a sink tip, so I've been running it here with my floating intermediate line, or my floating line, full float, and put on a sink tip. And then on there I tied on, actually I put on 8-pound. I really sized down today, so put on 8-pound mono as my tippet, and really happy with it. So thanks for tuning in.